Welcome back. This is the 8th video of our squeeze setup onboarding series, and it will wrap up part 1. In our last video, we covered what the market pulse is and the 4 different market stages. In this one, I want to share a piece of research that changed how I enter trades, and that is the runner study. The short version, a lot of these setups, the squeeze setups in particular, never really give you a pullback to wait for. So waiting costs you the best trades. Let me give you some numbers, and remember, these are from our own historical backtest of the daily slingshot squeeze indicator. So they're not a forecast or prediction of the future, not a promise, but I do think history tends to repeat itself. Now here I'm focusing the exercise on the daily time frame trades, where we look at 5,852 slingshot squeeze trades. We can also expand this exercise if there's more interest to more than 1 million trades that we study, which includes intraday squeezes as well. Now here's the thing that jumped out. About 46% of those signals never pulled back even one ATR after the trigger. Nearly half just went straight from the entry, no second chance to get in cheaper. And those runners, the ones that never looked back, won about 92% of the time, in the low to mid 90s in nearly every era we tested. On the short side, the same pattern is true, a similar pattern. It's about 40% winners with a win rate of about 94%. So if you sit with that for a second, what that really tells you is the single best performing group of trades, the ones winning in the 90s, are exactly the ones never pulling back. If your plan is to wait for a dip before you enter every single time, you are systematically skipping your highest probability trades. I know that's something a lot of us are conditioned to do, always wait for a dip. I'm hoping that this data helps reprogram some of that. So what do we do with this data? Well, I think there's 2 things, especially if your brain was programmed the way mine was. The first is enter with a starter position when you see a trigger that you like. Don't wait necessarily for this pullback as long as we see that the extension factor is between that 1 to 2.0 mark. You may use a small starter, half, 2/3, whatever you're comfortable with, but this allows you to get something in the position, some skin in the game. Now, number 2 is to add on the pullback if it ever comes. When a trade does pull back first, our data shows that the average adverse move against you that's still solid is about 1.6 ATR on longs and about 2.2 ATR, a little bit more room on shorts. That's your sweet spot to add to the rest of your position at a better price. You get the best of both worlds. You don't miss runners, and you still get paid on the ones where you do get this opportunity to quote-unquote buy the dip. So if we bring this together, nearly half of the slingshot squeeze signals that we looked at never pulled back, and those runners won more than 90% of the time. So waiting for a pullback throws away some of the best trades. Now enter a starter at the trigger and add the pullback if it shows up. All of a sudden, you've been able to get the best of both worlds. This closes out part 1 of our onboarding video series. In the next video, we're going to start with part 2, where I open up the platform and we take a look at the squeeze board and start to figure out how we use the squeeze board and the platform to find the best squeezes now that we have a solid foundation of what a squeeze is, what a squeeze means, which triggers we want to pay attention to, and all of the different filters we care to look at. See you in part 2.